Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our weekly live stream on YouTube, Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Always glad to be here, always glad to have you here. And if you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to make sure that I am coming across loud and clear. Always love doing this. And you know something I always say, I should be saying, that if you can, share this link that we're doing right now for Trending Thursday. Share this link on your social media. Let's get some more people up in here to learn a little bit about the market, especially if they're new to the market and they want to learn more about the market and what's going on. Share this link, please do so. If you're brand new to the channel, you just happened across the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're still trying to grow our live channel, and we need your help. So subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so that you will be alerted to all of the new content that comes out when it comes out. And of course, if you like what you see here, especially if you're new, hit the like button. Let us know that this is useful information to you. You could be any place else on YouTube, but we're thankful that you're spending some of your time with us here live on our YouTube channel, and hopefully it works out for you. So we're going to look at some stocks. We're going to look at what's going on in the news, especially with what's going on in the market. We always start off with a market overview, just so that many of you who may not have the insight as to know what's really going on in the market, I fill you in on that. Then I've got stories on stocks. Today we're going to be looking at stocks that hit or missed earnings. I think we're still halfway in the earnings season. Let's see what stocks are out there that you could be taking advantage of, or if you're already in them, let's see if there's still stocks good to be in. We're going to look at coronavirus stocks. Why? Because the Delta variant is still prevalent in the news, and even though people still are catching COVID, there's companies that you can make money on, especially on the vaccines that we have out there. And lastly, today I'm going to spend some time on infrastructure stocks. The news is that it went through the Senate. It's going to now be a fight in the House. So we got some time, but nonetheless, it's still enough probably to get a lot of these stocks moving. If you are a VectorVest subscriber, I'm going to show you that we've made a watch list just for you for those infrastructure stocks. And today, if you're not a subscriber, I'm going to give you some to look at. I'm going to give you some infrastructure stocks to look at. And you know what the cool thing about the infrastructure bill is that it's not just looking at building roads and bridges and tunnels and all that. There's a lot that's included in the infrastructure bill. So there's a lot of stocks that you can take advantage of in this space. All right. Remember, if you haven't already, do me a favor. Share this link with somebody on your social circle. Invite them to this live session right now. And Nees, you're right. New is one of the stocks that we're going to look at today, Nucor. It's one of the best stocks in the space. It's one of the best stocks in the space. Are you able to turn up your volume? I'm at full and you're a bit low. Joey, is that me or is that the person?
I can turn you up a little bit, but
Joey's going to turn me up a little bit. By the way, Joey is my producer. Say hi, Joey.
hi, Joey.
There you go. So I did turn it up a little bit. Yasu, there you go. So absolutely. As far as stocks that you want me to look at, let's wait until the end. I will give you the cue when it's time for me to look at a fast run through of the stocks that you're interested in. All right. So let's start off with what's going on in the market. All right. Tony says it is better. All right. So we'll go from there. Let's go see what's going on in the market. We'll start off there. Which one do I want? Huh? That one? Okay. So here's the VectorVest software. And a lot of you, again, are subscribers to the YouTube channel, but are not subscribers to the VectorVest software. Granted, I totally understand that. This is why we still give you some stocks to look at that we have analyzed courtesy of the VectorVest system. But everything that I talk about in this presentation, if you would like to have access to this software, to this system, for our YouTube people, we offer it to you 99 cents for 30 days. And it's a money-back guarantee. It's risk-free. If you don't like it after the 30 days, you'll give you back your 99 cents if it comes down to that, all right? But if you listen to the people in the room, let the people in the room who are part of VectorVest talk to you a little bit. They can tell you what they think about the software, all right? So I'm putting that out there on my own. It could come back and backsplash me in the face and be like, man, we hate the software. I doubt that, but talk to the people in the room. VectorVest System, love from Orlando. Thank you for that, Reynald. See, we've got the people who are subscribers. There we go. John says, Joey's volume isn't that high. Does Glenn have his volume control? No, I don't know. That's all right. I don't know. It says I'm coming across low. That's all right. You guys, turn up your speakers. Unless you want me to yell like this, because I can. I don't want to do that. You know we like to have fun here. All right. Here's the homepage of the VectorVest software. Where is it? Here's the homepage of the VectorVest software. Wow, what is all of this? VV Nation works well for me. There you go, Vince. I appreciate that. And here's our color guard, which we say serves as our traffic light into the market. Here's the past 3 weeks of our indicators. They move on a week-over-week and day-over-day basis. We put a color. There's a lot of yellow in there. So even as the market is still moving higher, there still is a lot of caution to be used in the stocks that you get in and out of. So just keep that in mind. Today, the major indices are mixed. The Dow is slightly down. The NASDAQ is slightly up. The S&P is up. And our VectorVest composite is slightly down today. The VectorVest composite tracks the movement of 8,935 stocks. We feel that the VVC is a better representation of the broad market move because it tracks almost 9,000 stocks. There is no way to beat the market without VectorVest. Well, thank you for that, William. I wouldn't have been in Crocs, EMPH, and so many others if it wasn't for VectorVest. Wow, Vince says he's up 138% this year. Woo-wee! Gotta love that. You gotta love that. Way to go. Just was not enough time to use it, says Clyde. Clyde says, how did I miss the 99-cent offer? I paid $10, so just wasn't enough time. Listen, this is for our YouTube people. We're putting that out there because they are not subscribers. We're trying to get them to come in. 99 cents for 30 days. All right. Marcus putting this stuff works, folks, even with the market behaving wonky. Yes, wonky. I have made enough money every month to cover the cost tenfold. Way to go. I told you, all the people who are not subscribers to the software, I told you, listen to the VectorVest people in here. I'm going to always tell you that it works, but listen to the people who actually pay for the service. All right. So there you go. Mixed market today. So what's going on? I'm looking at the market showing a lot of caution. Why is that? So with that, let's start talking about my stories that I have for the market. Now, this story was given out 21 hours ago on August 11th. Today's the 12th. S&P 500 Dow remained near fresh record highs as runaway inflation fears cool. So the Fed just came out, and the Fed says that inflation is still high, but not as high as everybody else thinks. The Fed has been saying that inflation is transitory. My personal opinion is inflation. I'm paying more money for my goods. Now, what the Fed is saying is that the job market is not in line with what inflation is doing. And until more people are back to work, then they'll consider inflation an issue. Prices going up is prices going up regardless. All right. So, but even with that, the S&P and the Dow are hitting still all new highs altogether. I liken the market to the market starting to get tired. With all of the yellow that you saw on our homepage in the VectorVest software, I'm still thinking that the market's getting tired. So someone asked me, I was at the bank yesterday, and my bank asked me, he said, the bank manager says to me, so Glenn, when is the market going to crash? And I'm like, I don't know. I haven't the slightest idea. But with the next couple of stories that are coming up, it's going to be insightful to know when the market may be starting to feel the pressure to go down. Currently, it's waiting for a catalyst. It really is. The market's ready to go down and go down as far as a correction is concerned. But the next couple of stories will talk about a a possible catalyst to make this all go down. Sorry, all I know prices is going up under Obama as well. Milk for my kids went up 15%. Well, listen, wow, there you go, Mark. Thank you for that, Mark. I appreciate that. It didn't do nothing. Oh, okay. Thank you for that, Mark. Just to let you know, Super Chat is available if you really like what you see. Mark does this from time to time. We never ask for it, but he just gave us $25 because he likes what he hears, and I appreciate that extremely very much. All right, so let's go to my next story. Millions of Americans are unemployed despite record job openings. Hardest hit industries have yet to get back to pre-pandemic levels. And you know, the number of available jobs since May have outnumbered Americans looking for work. One factor is a mismatch between where people want to work and which industries are hiring. Where people want to work. Well, where are the job openings at right now? Primarily in the service sector. For many of you, as you go out to eat, some restaurants are slower because they don't have the wait staff. Prior to the pandemic, I don't think that was an issue, but it is now. And that key factor right there, the number of jobs have outnumbered the amount of people that are looking for work. There's a lot of job openings because COVID shut down a lot of restaurants, because people weren't eating out, all right, because they couldn't. And now they're trying to get people. And in July, there were 5.7 million fewer jobs on a seasonally adjusted basis that were in February, according to the Labor Department. The number of people trying to get back into the workforce has rebounded since the early days of the pandemic. The shares of adults working or looking for a job increased slightly from the low 60% of April last year to 61%. And there we go. Leisure and hospitality workers have seen the highest hiring rates and a boost in weekly earnings to ease the restrictions allowing restaurants to reopen and da-da-da. However, the rise in cases from the Delta variant could loom over the rebound. All right, so there's a lot of jobs out there. And again, this is directly in correlation with inflation. The Fed says until the job picture gets better, they won't consider inflation an issue. All right, so let's keep on moving on. U.S. sends tiger teams funds to fix jobless benefit systems. So a lot of people, the jobless benefits, the unemployment benefits are going away. The U.S. will send tiger teams of specialists and provide extra cash to strengthen state jobless benefit systems as part of the $2 billion overhaul after a surge in unemployment overwhelmed governments and led to millions of fraudulent claims. So now what is the government doing? Putting more money into the economy to keep this going. A Department of Labor is sending $260 million in grants to help states improve outreach and service, and $140 million for fraud prevention, deploying funds provided by the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan Act from March, according to a statement Wednesday. In addition, the federal government is deploying so-called tiger teams or groups of experts across fields, including fraud and engineering. So the whole work situation is the government is caught the government's eye, and the government is putting more money into getting more people to work. Now, the other side of that is what else is the Fed doing? So this is what the government is doing to help people, all right, from a jobs perspective. But the Fed's job now to keep the market going or keep the economy going is to control interest. Well, interest rates are still historically low. At some point, though, if prices keep going up the way that they do because of inflation, they're going to have to raise interest rates to slow it down. But they keep saying, not until next year, not until next year, not until next year. All right, what else is the Fed's job? To keep the job market going. What else is the Fed's job? To keep inflation under control. Now, what else does the Fed do? It buys our debt. It buys bonds. Now, part of that is if they start slowing down on bonds, that's going to hurt. Fed officials grapple over the timeline for tapering asset purchases. So this is one of them. The U.S. economy is growing at a robust pace, And the labor market is rebounding, signaling a nearly time for the Fed to start withdrawing its support. Several U.S. bank officials said on Wednesday, policymakers are in the process of discussing how and when they should begin to trim the massive asset purchases launched by the Fed last year to stabilize financial markets and support the economy through the coronavirus pandemic. And there are a range of views. So that's one, and that's the Kansas City Fed President Esther George. On the other side of that, I got another story. There it is. Fed's Kaplan says central banks should start tapering in October. That's two different Fed chiefs now talking about tapering and doing it this year. Once that starts happening, excuse me, sorry about that, folks. Once that starts happening, that's going to have a negative effect on the market. And it's going to be not the same as raising interest rates, but definitely if the Fed stops buying up the bonds, buying up the debt, that's going to affect what's going on. What's up?
Sorry, that's showing up over there. Sorry.
Oh. Okay, there you go. That's Joey doing production stuff back over there. All right, so those are the things that I'm looking at as far as the backdrop of what's going on in the market and why the market is getting to a point where it's getting tired running the race. Why there's so much caution in the market. These are the things, looking at jobs, looking at the lack of being able to fill the positions, looking at the tapering of buying bonds. All of this plays into the picture of what's going on in the market currently right now. So with that, let's get right back into the software. Let's get right back into the software. And from here, we're going to look at market timing. All right. So when I go to our viewers tab, these are the stocks that I'm going to be looking at today. Here's my list of 16 stocks overall that we're going to be covering today. But notice where my indicators for timing the market are. For those of you who do not have the VectorVest software, where you're not using the VectorVest composite, we're going to look at the spiders, the S&P 500, because that is the benchmark that most people use to gauge what's going on with their investments. And then look at the VVC. Notice that where they stand in my list of 16 stocks. These stocks are sorted by our master indicator, VST, where the stocks that have the best combination of value, safety, and timing are at the top of the list, and the ones that have the worst combination are at the bottom of the list. Notice that the market timing that I'm using is pretty much in the middle of the list. Again, enforcing the idea that the market is to be utilized with a lot of caution right now. I'm going to right-click on those stocks, view the graphs. Let's pull them up. And from a market timing perspective, look at that. This is the last 3 months of the S&P 500. Bottom left, top right, still hitting new highs. But notice the candles of the S&P 500 index. Small candle, small candle, small candle, small candle. A little bit of a bigger candle today, but for nonetheless, the market is getting to a level, doji, indecision days. So the markets are moving up, but they're not running up gangbusters. They're creeping up. All new highs on the S&P 500. Market still is robust, still moving up. But watch the smallness of the candles, and I think that the market is still looking for a catalyst right now before it starts pulling down. Here's the VectorVest composite. Remember, it tracks almost 9,000 stocks, where the S&P tracks only 500 stocks. Today, we got a little bit, look at that, 2 hammers in a row, actually 2 hanging men in a row. The market, even on our VectorVest side, is hitting all new highs yesterday. All new high on the VectorVest composite, but the candles are getting smaller. All right, so all I'm saying from a market timing perspective is be careful with the trades that you have. Don't be afraid to take some profits off the table. All right, if you're going to get into new positions, just be careful doing that. And you don't probably want to be fully vested in the market with all of your money right now, especially if the market is showing signs of getting tired just now. All right, so that's what's going on from a market timing perspective. I've given you the stories on what's going on behind the market. Now you are well-rounded. You've got a lot of well-rounded information to go forward with to determine what to do with your stocks. It's okay to buy on an up day, but you probably don't want to stay into a lot of new positions overnight or long term. The positions that you're currently holding that are making you money, don't be afraid to take some of that profit off the table. Why don't you play with the house's money, especially if you've made profit on it, all right? So with that being said, I'm going to close out of this graph. I'm going to close out of this graph and give you guys an opportunity. Do I have any questions? Do I have any questions in regards to market timing? Infrastructure is doing quite well. I know. I don't think I made a portfolio yet. I should have made a portfolio of infrastructure stocks, but I'm going to talk about infrastructure stocks today. All right. If there's no questions on market timing, I'm going to move to my next story. And again, Mark, I do want to say thank you very, very much for that super chat. That was awesome for you to do. And you are definitely a big supporter of the VectorVest system, and we do definitely appreciate it. All right. Did that come up?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. That was for your donation, Mark. Look at that. That's cool. Joey made that. That's for your donation. And if anybody joins the channel, is that one working?
I think so.
If anybody joins the channel, another GIF will come up. As a matter of fact, just if you haven't already, somebody hit the subscribe button. Let's see if it works. Joey is doing some things on my OBS. I'm looking to see if anybody joins today, subscribes to the channel. We've got another GIF that comes up. There it is, and it puts your name up there. There you go. Thank you. And I think that that's a great way to let everybody know that you joined the channel. There you go. Joey, high five, Joey. That's awesome. And then we have the GIF for the donation as well. But thank you very much for joining. And again, I just wanted to see that it's our way of saying thank you and letting everybody know that you just subscribed to the channel. So every time somebody does that, that little emote will come up. So thank you so much for that. Mark says, I now want the donation back after seeing that.
Refunded.
No. We don't do that. We don't do that. I like that. Joey did that. That was awesome that Joey did that for both of those. For the donation, that was for you, Mark, and for joining the channel, you get that little emote as well to let everybody know. All right, let's get to my next story. Let's go down, and I think we're going to talk about coronavirus. Oh, no. We're going to get on to earnings, companies that meet or missed earnings. Let's start with some weed stocks. All right. Oh, thank you. Let's start with some weed stocks. How about Cronos Groups post a larger gross loss in quarter two? You know, I always see a lot of people telling me, Glenn, marijuana stocks are on the rise. You need to go look at them. Well, I'm looking at Cronos, missed earnings, posted a larger gross loss in quarter two. We're going to take a look at the stock. What else? Canopy, though. Canopy growth, quarter one sales rise 23%. Oh, man, that was August 6th. I thought I said April 6th. Shares stable. All right, so there's another one in the marijuana side. One missed and one made. This is a big one. AMC hit. AMC posts a narrower than expected loss, but CEO warns theater chain is not yet out of the woods. Just for the sake of transparency, I do own shares of AMC and GME, two of the biggest meme stocks that are out there that are grossly overshorted. All right, so they were projected to lose like 93 cents. They lost 71 cents, but they beat revenue by $69 million in revenue. So they're growing their business. The hedge funds are still betting heavily against AMC and GME, and both of them are trying to do what it needs to do to be considered a viable business. Now, what's affecting AMC adversely is the amount of people going back to the movie theater. All right, and all of their main movie theaters are open. They're buying more movie theaters as well to get more people to come out to the movie theaters. All right, so that's what they're not out of the woods yet. The revenue looked good, but it doesn't look anything like pre-pandemic levels of revenue. All right, so just keep that in mind. I think more people are in this stock right now because they were trying to hold the hedge funds accountable for what's being done as far as the overshorting. Another stock that I've talked about on our channel, Palantir, rises as revenue tops estimates on strong customer growth. I need to probably do another video on Palantir. I think that it's a great company, personally, in that it takes data and turns it into usable information no matter where you sit as far as needing information. They've got a lot of contracts out there. They're growing by way of customers in contracts, government contracts, contracts on looking at, I already put that up there. All right, contracts on COVID tracking, anything that utilizes data. Palantir can take that data and customize it into the information that you need as a company. Revenue jumped 49% to $375 million, the maker of data analytics software said. I think that this is a great company overall. I've done a couple of videos on it. Maybe next week, Joey, I'll do another video on Palantir. I think overall it's a good company, but they beat earnings. Another one. Now, Palantir and Clover are both being talked about from a meme perspective. I've got a website that shows me all of the heavily memed stocks. Both Clover and Palantir are in that list. Now, as far as Clover is concerned, Clover Health Investments leaped 22% ahead of the bell, and that was on August 12th. That was today. The provider of health insurance services and occasional meme stock reported a loss, though. A loss of $318 million in the second quarter. All right, so there's a lot of other stocks that are in here that either hit or missed earnings, but I specifically wanted to look at Baidu. We're going to talk about Moderna in a second as well, all right, when we get to the coronavirus stocks. What else is in here? Yes, the world's largest container of shipping firm posts soaring second quarter earnings. Now, I like this for a couple of reasons. It means that this business is picking up. Maersk is one of the biggest shipping container companies, but I think that, and somebody called me a shill because of CTRM. I'm getting some hate. I'm getting some hate on this channel, folks. It's all right. I'll take it. But I'll still talk about CTRM and their ability to be a low-dollar company who's undervalued, who's got good upside potential. And I looked at if the biggest container or one of the biggest container companies is starting to make money, CTRM has, the birds of a feather flock together. Birds of a feather flock together. But Maersk's, the world's largest container shipping firm, has posted a sharp increase in the second quarter earnings as congestions and bottlenecks continue to drive shipping rates. I did a video on our other channel on CTRM talking about what's holding it back, and a lot of it is the scheduling, the congestions in ports is holding it, but CTRM is continuing to buy ships nonetheless. All right, so those are my companies that I have for earnings. And why am I talking about earnings is because we're still about midway during the earnings season right now. And let's take a look at the stocks that we were looking at. Where is it? This is Maersk, AMKBY. What else is in here? Hold on. Palantir is in here. Oh, there's another story. I missed it, though. NEO hit earnings as well. All right, I'm going to put that up there. Canopy Growth, CRON, AMC, Clover, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it should say 8. Oh, one more. Another stock hit earnings. I didn't put it in here.
AMC, NEO,
Senseonics. Senseonics was another one that beat.
It's not on the list.
It's on my list because I've got a better list than you. Senseonics, Palantir, NEO. These are all of the stocks that either hit or missed earnings. And you know something, when I look at them, majority of them are going up today. There's Maersk. It's up, and it's only a $15 stock. It's up 2% today. Senseonics is up 11% today, just for transparency. I also own Senseonics. Palantir up 11% today. NEO and the weed stocks are down today. AMC is up 5%. I own AMC. And Clover is up 13%. So on the news, whether hit or miss, these stocks, a lot of these stocks are on the move. So let's take a look at them. This is Maersk, and this whole industry, transportation ship, is up and down because of the high prices to ship stuff now and the congestions on getting these ships in and out of the ports. The whole industry is going through some stuff, which is why CTRM is still poopy right now. It's still going down. But you notice that Maersk is in a little bit of a channel. I like the 3-8 cross moving up on good volume, and RT is above 1. This could be a good early entry, but I would really like to see the stock take out that high. Really would like to see the stock take out that high. Can you buy shares of VectorVest? The answer to that, Chris, is no. We are a privately held company. We are a privately held company, and that's why we cannot, or why you cannot. What else? Senseonics beat earnings, but look at that. Look at where it stopped. Right at that solid level of resistance of 336. I like the big up day today, sitting in the channel, the 3-8 cross. But if the stock has legs to the upside, it's got to break through that resistance level of 336. I've got a profit target probably sitting about 458 once that happens. But nice up day. RT is above 1. Nice. Nicer volume than on last several days, but definitely sitting in the channel. And even with the news of beating earnings, it's still sitting. Let's put earnings on. Yeah, even with the beating of the earnings, the stock's price is stuck right at that level of resistance. What else? Palantir, good earnings today, went up above its level of resistance at about, what is that, 2460? Right now, just slightly above it. A lot of selling pressure, probably some profit taking. A lot of selling pressure, a lot of buying pressure. Call this a spinning top. Earned big volume today on that earnings beat. And RT is above the value of 1. What else? NEO. NEO beat earnings. But look at this. Now, why is that? NEO beat earnings, but the Chinese market is breaking down, beating down on a lot of their stocks, and I think that that's affecting NEO to the adverse side. Have a good day, Knees. And I see a big down day. I wouldn't be buying it today. Can you show future earnings per share graph? The answer to that, Tony, is no. I can't. Our earnings is projected out 12 months. I don't have a graph that shows what I'm already showing the future earnings. When I put earnings per share, it says -13, and it's rising right now on NEO. What that's telling me is that this time next year, the earnings should be at a -13 cents, but it's rising. It's rising. So when you look at our earnings per share, it is already forecasted out. Sensi is awesome long-term stock, holding for 5 years. You will be happy. Robert, I'm in the stock. I'm definitely in the stock. All right, let's go look at the next stock, CGC, marijuana stocks. And I believe most of the marijuana stocks that you would see in here look the same way. They're just depressed. Earnings is growing on it, though, making money, but this, man, even though, look at that. Even though, so Canopy beat earnings and Chronos missed earnings. Even with the earnings beat, look at that. This industry is not ready to rock and roll right now. And I know that there's legislation out there all over the place. And now the federal government is working on legislation to legalize marijuana. I think that that would be the big catalyst for all of the marijuana stocks. But just like everything that goes on in our Congress, they all got to fight it out. So let them fight it out. I'm just saying that by way of these stocks, as you look at them, they don't look very good right now. Now, Clover. Clover is a stock that's a speculative stock. Relative value below 1, relative safety below 1. This is an earnings play. They beat earnings. A little give back here. Big volume. Watch the earnings per share, though. The earnings per share, again, is forecasted out. The stock should be losing 19 cents per share at this time next year. But I like the jump up, but closed candle is a lot of give back. The stock overall prior to earnings wasn't so good. Still overall sitting in a little bit of a channel. Next stock I have is AMC. I've done videos on AMC. I'm looking at AMC still trending down. It has its up days. It does have its up days, and I'm thinking that I'm at a fib level of 61.8 as a level of support. That could be setting up for the stock to bounce back up right now. Could be setting up, but that's the Fibonacci. I do have fibs on here, and I'm trying to see. It's right at that level of 61.8 as a fib number, hovering at that as a level of support. So from a tech standpoint, I'm thinking that it's ready. Look at the earnings per share. Look at the earnings per share. The stock is just not moving. Why? I've got my personal opinions on that, and I'm not going to put that out there because I don't want us to get shut down. I don't want us to get shut down. A lot of YouTubers, when talking about AMC and GME, if you say the wrong things, YouTube's going to come shut you down. So I'm not talking about that. But it is at a fib level of 61.8, which is a good level of support. And let's go see what happens. They also beat earnings. And last stock in here is Kronos. They missed earnings, and that shows. They missed earnings, and the stock's prices right now is just free falling. I'm not feeling stocks in the marijuana space right now. All right. So I'm going to close out of that. Those are my stocks. And notice that the stocks that either missed or hit earnings are towards the bottom of my list of stocks. Remember, sorted by our master indicator, VST. So even with the hits, their values by way of relative value, relative safety, and relative timing are still telling me that these stocks have a long way to go. So this is the reason why you're here. You're here because these stocks move. You want to know more about them, but the VectorVest system gives you that palatable information that you need to make the right decisions. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. All right, how many likes do we have today?
57.
Let's go see if we can get some more likes. If you're liking what you're hearing today and you feel that it's useful information, hit the like button for us. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Let us know. This is what we do every week. We put this kind of information in your hands every single week. And yes, the VectorVest service is a paid service. But for 99 cents, you can get everything that I'm showing you here for 30 days. If you don't like it after 30 days, we'll give you back your 99 cents. But folks, it is, everybody's looking for a tool to help them to make better decisions. VectorVest could be that tool, or could be one of the tools that you could utilize to help you to make better decisions in the stock market, especially from a market timing perspective. Glenn, do you think VectorVest will have any crypto charts? We do track some crypto stocks, not a lot. I've got a watch list for you guys, crypto stocks. I do have a watch list that I've created for our YouTube channel. We've only got 14 stocks in here. MARA, BTBT is in here, BTCS, FTFT stocks that you guys do know about. We do have crypto stocks, and here are the 14 that I put together for our YouTube channel. All right, so Vince, there you go. Here are the 14 crypto stocks that we have. Is Coin not in here? Why is Coin not in here? That's interesting. Coinbase, that should be in here. So now we've got 15 stocks. All right, I don't know why Coin was in there, but there's Coin in there as well. All right, so as far as the world of crypto that we track, here they are for you, Vince. All right. Now, that's not a watch list that you guys have. This is a watch list that I've created for our YouTube audience. All right. Let's go back to my watch list of stocks. Trending Thursday, 8/12. Where is it? Where is it, Joey? 8/12/21. All right, let's go to my next story. Huh?
Right there where you left it.
Whatever. I hate you. All right, you know what I want to do to you? That's what I want to do. All right, even though I love you like a brother. Block is not in there. Block should have been in there. Mark. Crypto. I wonder if that's an ETF. I think that's an ETF. I think. Yeah, it is. I've also got crypto ETFs in here. That's why it's not in there. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crypto ETFs as well. All right, Glenn, how about no, Ethereum won't, because it is because it's an actual, that you won't see Ethereum, you won't see a lot of the actual cryptocurrencies in here because we can't track them. All right, because we can't track them. All right, let's get back to 8/12/21. There we go. Here's our list. VectorVest is awesome too. I've been using it for 1.5 years now. Good, honest company. Join the Jockey Club live every morning. It's fun, fast moving, makes me good profits. I'm just a user. That's another thing. As you become a subscriber to the software, we do have a tool known as the Derby, which is a day trading room or more of a trading room. That's an additional service, but it is there, especially if you are more of an active trader. Hey, Glenn, I just joined, but I heard some news on Apple. What's your thoughts? TC24, at the end of this, we'll take a look at your individual stocks for you, all right? We'll take a look at your individual stocks. All right, I'm going to move on to my next story, which is coronavirus stocks. Where's that? There it is, one of them, Novavax. Novavax delays the COVID vaccine emergency authorization submission to the FDA into the fourth quarter. So right now, the three, it's really 2.5. The 2.5 vaccines that we have are all under the emergency authorization use. Okay? These are not fully FDA approved, but Pfizer is on its way to getting full FDA approval along with Moderna. Johnson & Johnson is the half of one. We stopped it here in the United States because of issues with blood clots, but it's still being used around the world, just not in the United States. So we've got 2.5. Johnson & Johnson was there. That's the one shot too, isn't it? So that's just the one shot. But Pfizer and Moderna both are double doses, of which, for transparency as well, I am fully vaccinated with the Pfizer vaccine. But Novavax would have been the fourth company that would have had emergency authorization use, but they waited. They announced that it will delay the submission of its COVID vaccine to the Food and Drug Administration for emergency use into the fourth quarter. Shares of the company slipped 10%. The other company that I'm looking to see to get in the United States as far as emergency use is AstraZeneca. I thought that would have been the fourth company, but Novavax and AstraZeneca are both in that space to be the fourth company to be out there. The company says it's still on track to produce 100 million doses per month by the end of the third quarter and 150 million per month by the end of the fourth quarter. So they're not ready to go for the emergency use yet. They pushed it to the fourth quarter. Now, another one, Moderna and BioNTech plunged. Now, this is another. So I'm wondering what's going to happen here in the U.S. Studies possible side effects of mRNA shots. Both of these are using the change in, not the DNA, but the mRNA. And it's interesting. Moderna and BioNTech slumped 15% Wednesday on a report that Europe's drug regulator is studying 3 new conditions reported by a small number of people after vaccination with COVID-19 to assess if they may be possible side effects. The conditions were reported to patients who took the mRNA vaccine made by either Moderna or Pfizer. Pfizer fell, and I'm thinking that BioNTech fell as well. All right, but these are, and BioNTech, Pfizer, is the biggest supplier of COVID-19 vaccines in Europe. That could affect the stock big time if after they go through their reporting and see if it is a possible side effect with the vaccine. All right, just over 43 million doses of Moderna's vaccines have been administered in the European Economic Area as of July 29th. Compared to more than 330 million doses of BioNTech Pfizer shot. So Moderna has got 43 million, and the Pfizer shot's got 330 million. Big mover. Pfizer is the big mover in the space in, what am I trying to say, for vaccines. There's Tesla. There's my Tesla story. Revenues surge 127%. That was supposed to have been moved over to where my earnings hit or misses. I know it was on the list, but that's huge. Revenue up 127% on NEO. Ooh-wee. China needs to let off of these people and let these people do their own thing. NEO said it delivered 21,000 vehicles in the second quarter. That's huge. So I like NEO. I just don't like how China is affecting these companies adversely. Side effects 8 months later sounds out of place. Lou, I don't disagree with you. I'm just reporting what I'm reading. That's all. I'm reporting what I'm reading. Let's take a look at these stocks. Let's go see where my Corona stocks sit. Novavax, number 1 in the list by way of VST. Moderna, number 3 in the list by VST. BioNTech, number 4 in the list by VST. So out of the 17 stocks, these 3 stocks for the coronavirus are number 1, 1, 3, and 4 out of 17. That tells you a little something, right? These companies are making money by way of the COVID virus. I just was seeing that Pfizer, I put BioNTech instead of Pfizer, they're together, but I put BioNTech, is looking to push a booster for people who are immunochallenged. I don't know. How do you find out if you're immunochallenged? What do you do? You go in and say, hey, am I immunochallenged? And they go, no, you're not. You don't need the booster. Or, yes, you are. You need the booster. Maybe that's how it works. I don't know. I'm sure you can get some kind of test to see if you are immunochallenged or not. So here's my stocks for COVID-19. Let's view the stock graph. 3-month graph. Novavax messing with this level of resistance at 229.50. Keeps bouncing up and down above. Watch volume. As the stock's price is moving up, watch volume is starting to fade. Volume is conviction. Be careful with it. Nice open day today. Big wick at the bottom. A lot of buying pressure. The 3 and the 8 are already in place. Even when the stock fell, on an end-of-day basis, the 3 and the 8 still kept you in the stock and is still running. Love using the 3 and the 8s. And if you get in on the 3 and the 8, I would consider getting out on the 3 and 8 on the end-of-day basis as well. All right. Let's go to the next one, Moderna. See, now Moderna and Pfizer or BioNTech are going to get adversely affected by the stories coming out of the European part. But look at that. Bottom left, top right, this has always been my number 1 stock in this space from day one because it's a low dollar stock, or was, that was undervalued and had good upside potential. Look at that relative value, 1.95. That's why this stock had always been my favorite. It was an undervalued stock that had great upside potential. And that's just using the power of the VectorVest software to determine that prior to all this major move to the upside. 2 down days, though, an up day today, but watch as the 3 and the 8 might close to the negative today. If you own Moderna, you might want to take that off the table or take half off the table, all right? And last but not least is BioNTech, same thing, bottom left, top right. The news coming out of Europe affected it. Notice that both of these stocks look pretty much the same based on that news coming out of Europe. But the earnings per share looks good on BioNTech. The earnings per share looks great on Moderna. And the earnings per share is a little jagged on Novavax. But remember, the news for them is that they push their submission as emergency use out to the 4th quarter. All right, anybody got any questions on my Corona stocks? If you're immunochallenged, you know already. Yes, I guess if I don't know, I guess I'm not immunochallenged. Are you immunochallenged? Joey says he's immune. You ain't immune. You're just shaking your head. Sai, answer me. Okay, he's not listening. All right, I'm going to put you on. I'm going to put you on timeout.
Tell Mark thank you, and we'll see him next week.
Mark, thank you, and we'll see you next week. Have a great day, my friend. Can we look at the VectorVest watch list for COVID stocks? Sure. I've got a lot of them in there. COVID, what is it? Healthcare, coronavirus stocks. There we go. How many stocks do I have in here? I'm taking y'all behind the paywall, 49 stocks. I went through the list of all of the stocks in this space to find out which ones were coronavirus stocks. How about Novavax is the number 1 out of the 49 in here. Moderna is number 2. Regen, and so on down the list. All right. And yes, I am taking you guys behind the paywall to show you the stocks that are in the space that you can utilize to always keep on top of what stocks are working. Stuff like cancer and heart conditions, says EP. All right, so there you go. What is that? Can you please ask Glenn if the Ethereum ticker is in VectorVest? It is not. Remember, I mentioned that the actual cryptocurrencies we do not track, like Ethereum is not in the list. How many VectorVest watch lists are there? A lot. I don't have a solid number. Some of these I've made specifically for you, but we've got a lot of watch lists. If I go to the watch list viewer, close that out. If I go to the watch list viewer, why did that look like that? Stop. Why does that look? That's not what I want to do. Watch list viewer. All right, fine. Watch list viewer. We got a lot of watch lists in here. There's a lot of watch lists in here to help you guys hone in on specific stocks. What is your education background? What do you mean? I got some years of college. I'm a United States Marine. That's where the majority of my college years would have been spent. I got 1.5 years of college at John Jay College of Criminal Justice. But everything else that I know about the market came from VectorVest. Everything else that I learned about the market came from VectorVest. But I've got some college under my belt with no degree. All right, if that's what you're asking. I've got college under my belt with no degree. All right, let's scroll down back to my stocks. 812. All right, I got one more story. I got one last story. And my last story is going to be on infrastructure. Big step forward, and this was, what's today's date? Today's 12th. This was yesterday. Big step forward. Energy expert analyzes the new U.S. infrastructure bill. And again, the infrastructure bill has got a lot of stuff than just bridges and roads and things. It is a clean bill. It is a clean bill initiative that's looking at a lot of green stuff, clean energy. So a lot of what's in that bill is looking at that kind of stuff. All right. PFE needs to be on the COVID list. Pfizer is on the COVID list. All right. Pfizer and BioNTech. Pfizer's on the COVID list, man. Larry, luxury. Well, did you do that or he do that? It's already on the list. All right. So this story talks about a lot of what's going on with the bill, how it passed. And right now, I think there's going to be a big fight in the House to get the bill through before it can go to the president, We can't ever do anything just, hey, can we just come to the table and be nice? We just can't do it. That's just not how we work. Anyway, so I just wanted to show the story. It has been a big step forward as far as being put into place. ETF. ETHE. I don't think we have an ETHE. I'll take a look at it. MASH. I'll see if we have. I don't think we do. And if it's an ETF, people going nuts on the ChemBio stock, worth it. EP, let's take a look at it. If you've got the stock, I'll take a look at it. Remember, I'm going to give you an opportunity to look at individual stocks in a second. All right, let's get to the stocks that I've set up for you. Nucor. Nucor is big. All right, Nucor is in that list. John Deere is in that list. Martin Materials and VMC. Notice that where they sit. Notice that where my infrastructure stocks sit. And we have a big list of those stocks. I took some of the biggest names, the biggest movers out of that list to showcase today. But Nucor is in steel. Deere, everybody knows John Deere has the vehicles and stuff to do a lot of stuff. Martin Materials and Vulcan Materials. Let's go take a look at their graphs. All right, and you can see why these could, look at that. Look at that. Nucor, steel basic. Look at that run up. Look at the earnings per share. Look at the volume. I like this trade. I like it long term. Let's put it on a 6-month graph. Look at that. Let's put it on a 1-year graph. Good Gordon Gin, folks. Ooh, I like this. You know what this looks like? It looks like a plane taken out from the airport. That's a nice looking equity curve. A little bit of a pullback, but still resilient enough to keep going up. So that's on a 1-year look back period. Look at John Deere, was rising up nicely, pulled back a little bit. What I like about this, found the level of a floor, found the level of the floor, and now we're hitting higher lows. Let's change that so you can see it. Now hitting higher lows. I like this stock as well. The 3-8 cross, now challenging a level of resistance. All right, now challenging a level of resistance sitting at a value of 385.76. Oh, nope, not that one. Level of resistance sitting at 366.04. Would like to see it take out, but I like the rising lows. Now, I noticed that the stock's price is leveling at a level of resistance. Another level of resistance at 357.37. Would love to see if it could break out above that or any of these. It does have some headwinds, but I'm thinking that the infrastructure bill could definitely help to push the stock's price higher. What else? MLM, let's go put this on a 1-year graph. Wow. Bottom left, top right, same thing. Looking like a plane leaving out of the airport. Got a level of resistance that it's got to deal with, sitting at 384.20, but love the graph. Look at the earnings per share. Folks, these are some good stocks in this space. If you're not in, you can get in on. And VMC, bottom left, top right, also found a level of support, bouncing up. Right now, sitting at a 1-year high, of 194.17. Look at that. Rising up. Folks, you got to get on the train before the train leaves the station. These are stocks that are definitely going to move if the bill goes through. Now, if you are a subscriber to the software, you can definitely go to the watch list viewer, go to special watch lists. In here, we've got a watch list of 40 infrastructure stocks. All right, if you're not a subscriber and you want access to this, 99 cents gets you access to this. 99 cents, folks. But we have an infrastructure stocks watch list. There's 40 stocks in here. And today we're only looking at 4 of them. But and recently, if you go to our other YouTube channel, I just did a video on 5 infrastructure stocks to take a look at. If you haven't already gone there, take a look. Right? Take a look at it. PAVE is an infrastructure ETF. I talked about that in the video that we did last week. I talked about that specifically in the video if you haven't already looked at it. All right. So I'm done with all of my stories. Does anybody else have any questions? Caterpillar is a great stock, Mike. I just wasn't one of the 4 that I talked about, but it is in that watch list of infrastructure stocks. So I'm just putting that out there. PAVE is in the list. Caterpillar is in the list. What I've done is I'm still building it. Just last week it was only 28 stocks. This week it's now 40 stocks. So as I find more stocks to put in there, I give it to our data people, and they put more in there. Pennant flag on Apple. I don't know yet, Sue. Let's go take a look. Well, talking about that, let's go do it. Where is YouTube Trending Thursday? Where is my other list that I got? Maybe it's at the bottom. Where is it? Weekly watch list. Let's talk about the stocks that you want me to take a look at. And I already spoke about Palantir today as one of my stocks that beat earnings, Alex. I like the stock. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's picking up more contracts for business. I like the stock, but I did speak on Palantir already. All right, you know what time it is? It's time for me to take a look at your stocks. Let's go see ETHE. I don't have ETHE in the software. All right, told you I would look, but I will put Apple. All right, let's go see what other stocks are out there. Alex, I don't know what more you want me to tell you about Palantir. I've done videos on our channel. It's a great company that uses and takes data and turns it into information. And they've got a lot of people behind it, contracts in it. So I've done videos. If you want, you can take a look at them on our other channel. I've done a few videos. So that probably will better answer your question. I do like Diana shipping in that space since my beat earnings. And again, I am a big fan of CTRM as well in that space. RXM. So I'm typing in stocks right now, DHR. And Alex, again, I'm not sure what other things you want me to talk about in regards to Palantir at this particular point in time without me doing a full-blown presentation on it. All right, so Weber, W-E-B-R, there it is. Builders, BLDR, that's going to be big too. Sava, when looking at the 3 and the 8, is this a visual or do you look at actual price? Both, Chris. I look at both. Honestly, just subscribed and thank you. You're welcome, Alex. I got you, and I appreciate that. But the more you learn about me, I'm as honest as I can be, my friend. I really am. ENOB, Clean Spark, I already have. MS, I think I'm hitting everybody's stocks today. I think I am. That's kind of cool. You guys stopped. That's cool. I'm all right. Target's already in the list. Going once, going twice, 3 times later. There's the enter. I hit the enter key. I'm done. So here's the stocks. I put them into a watch list. Now, the reason why I put them into a watch list, because unlike any other watch list that you can do, our stocks, as you put them in, are automatically sorted by our master indicator VST. So the stock that has the best combination of value, safety, and timing on a scale between 0 and 2 will automatically migrate to the top of the list. Now, I'm doing this for the purposes of whatever stock you gave me, look and see where they sit in respect to what other stocks were given. I think that this is one of the most basic things that the VectorVest system has to offer, is the ability to take a watch list and automatically rank it so that you may be high on a stock. Hopefully it's not a weed stock. You may be high on a stock, but let the VectorVest software show you what the real deal is about it. All right, what the real deal is about it. Now, for every stock that I did not put in, if you look at the bottom of this video, you will see a link for a free stock analysis report. Click on that link, put in your stock, and we'll analyze any stock that you want right now. I will analyze any stock that you want right now. You skipped my DS key, not Clyde. I didn't skip anything. DSKE. All right. It's no longer skipped. I have used VectorVest for years and love it. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. So, Clyde, I no longer skipped your stock. And right now, look, it's in the top third of the list. That's not a bad pick. So we're going to start off by looking at the watch list. And I want everybody to take note of where your stock sits in the whole listing of stocks. All right? Apple, I love Apple. Everybody knows me that I love Apple. It's in the top third and so on and so forth. Weber, which is a brand new stock, is sitting towards the bottom. In the ChemBio that everybody may be going after, was that a donation? That's a donation one. Did somebody donate?
No, I think it's on subscribe to. It's supposed to play a message.
Oh, was that a subscription? All right, well, thank you for that. If it was a subscription, I'm putting this last stock in here. No more stocks. All right, I put wheat. That's in there. There it is. There's a subscription. Thank you for that. Who did that? Does it show?
It's supposed to play a message.
It's supposed to play a message, but it didn't. All right. So, hey, there's another one. Thank you for subscribing. No more stocks right now. This is a nice stock. We got 20 stocks in here. No, 20, as much as I'd love to do it. Go look at the bottom of the video. Click the link. Click the link for the free stock analysis. We'll give you one. How about that? All right. No, Ken, I'm not. Clack is already in here, Ken. Clack is already in here. All right. Let's take a look at the stocks. So now from a watch list perspective, Now from a watch list perspective, you know where your stocks sit. Now you see why Dana here is number one. Good. Googly muggly. Look at that. And looks like a plane. And look at that. That's a beautiful looking equity curve. I like that play. I like that stock, and I cannot lie. That's a good looking. Is that you or is that somebody else?
I think it's just catching up.
Oh, is that what it is? Well, thank you guys for subscribing. All right, so DHR, love that stock. That's a beautiful looking stock. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Rising earnings, rising RT. That's a great stock. Now you know why it's number one in the list. All right, let's go. Man, all these subscriptions.
Oh, it's on the other one.
Okay. Builders. You remember when the Builders was rocking and rolling at the beginning of the year? All right, and what's happened now, it pulled back, but now starting to run again. Look at the RT, just went recently above the value of 1, and earnings is rising. I like the stock as well. Be careful, though. Watch the volume. I'd like to see rising. Now, up today on better than average volume down here. I like that. Watch the spinning top, though. A lot of selling pressure. Got some buying pressure, a lot of selling pressure. Wonder if this was earnings. Nope, it wasn't earnings. Some other news pushed this up, but just be careful with it. I like the 3.8 end of day. I like the stock. Just watch that. Just whenever you get some level of a spinning top or indecision, just be careful, okay? Next stock. Wow, LPX. Now, this is interesting. I'm going to show you something as I see it. Look at that. Stock was trending lower. Let me make sure you can see that. Stock was trending lower, and now look, it just broke above. Found the level of support. I'm gonna leave that on. Found the level of support. Look at the 3.8 cross, and look at it break above a level of resistance, sitting at 55.98. I love that the stock's price is rising. The next headwind right now is sitting at a value of a level of resistance at 61.04. Rising earnings per share. RT not above 1, but getting there. Not above 1, but getting in. But look at that run up. I love looking at the 3 and the 8 to get me into a stock early, no matter what stock it is. Love looking at the 3 and the 8. Let's go find the next one. Wow, Morgan Stanley, I like that. Wow. How come my clap didn't clap?
Because I turned the desktop off because it was
Oh, okay.
doing that thing over and over. You're good now.
All right. Did they hear it? No? I like that stock, and it's also taken off like a plane. It had a level of resistance sitting at 94.17. Nicely broke. Look at the 3.8 before it broke above. Then it cleared, and look at that stock's price running. Volume, I'd like to see more volume. I'd like to see more heavily volume, but it's moving up. RT looks good. The earnings per share looks good. I like the stock. I like the play. Next one, Target. Awesome stock. Good upside potential, good safety. RT, everything about Target is good. This stock is steadily moving up. Now, right now, it's doing a little bit of consolidation. It is doing a little bit of consolidation. I would say this. If you're in Target, don't be afraid to take some off the table if the 3 and the 8 close end of day, if the 3 closes below the 8 end of day. I definitely say that. Don't be afraid to take some off the table. Play with the house's money. If you don't take it all off the table, take half off the table. At least consider taking half off the table. Thank you, Lindsay, for subscribing. All right, so just keep that in mind. Love the earnings per share. Watch this too. As the stock's price is leveling out, look at RT. Still above 1, but falling. The stock is losing steam. The stock is losing steam. This is another reason why I say if the 3 crosses below the 8 end of day to the negative, don't be afraid to at least take half off the table and lock in profits, okay? Next stock, Apple. Love me some Apple. Still sitting in the channel, though. All right, currently, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Apple sitting in the channel. I like the 3.8. Someone asked me a specific question on it, on a chart pattern. A young lady did. Who asked me the question? What question was it? What question was it about Apple? Right now, Apple's sitting in the channel. I like the 3.8 cross. I like the rising volume from the day before. The earnings per share is rising. Stock's in an uptrend and gaining momentum. Would love to see the stock take out that 149.92 price. I own Apple, and I'm okay with it. I'd like to see it break out of the channel, though. All right. Someone did ask me a specific question about this. What is your favorite pick list category in the VectorVest best app? I don't know. I don't use the app nearly as much as Patrick does, but the type of investor I am, I'd be looking at like the explosive winners, something like that. I believe there's a watch list, a list for that. But it all depends on the type of investor you are. And I like the app that it accommodates all different types of investors, depending on how you invest. So the best way to answer that question is to answer your question by asking you the question of, what is your goal? If your goal is just to make money, then you can find explosive stocks. But if your goal is long-term stuff, then you can look at that stuff as well. All right, what is all that? Is that for me?
No, I'm just looking.
Oh, okay. So let's go to the next stock. Apple again. Oh, I need that because I'm trying to. Oh, I don't know what the question was. Doesn't matter. A flag. Thank you, Sue. A flag in Apple? No, I don't see it. The stock is the stock is consolidating. I don't see a flag here, Sue. All right, I don't see a flag. I see consolidation in between these two levels of resistance at 149.92 and support at 142.11. I don't see a flag. Now, you're looking here, maybe, but that's not a flag. A flag would show the stock's price trending down or trending up in a channel. I think that this is straight up consolidation. I think that that's straight up consolidation, and I'm waiting for it to break out of that level of resistance. All right. Hopefully that answers your question, Sue. Next stock, DSK. Ooh. All right. Everybody who knows me, what don't I like about this stock? What don't I like about this stock? Anybody who knows and has listened to me as I stir up my little bit of coffee I got left, what don't I like about the stock? The stock's price is moving up, but what don't I like? Can you sell put credit spreads the next day, or would you have to wait for it to expire? You can sell them. You can sell them whenever you want to, David. You would. I'm not sure what you're asking. You can, if you're in it, you want to get out of it. You can get out of it anytime you want. All right. So everybody's answering the question. Absolutely. Stock's price is going up nicely, but I'm not feeling the volume. There's no conviction behind this move. I would be very careful. Now, it beat earnings. That's great. Earnings, it beat, it's running up. But as far as sustainability, people are showing me there's no conviction behind it. I'd be very careful with DSKE. I would be very careful with DSKE specifically for that reason. All right, that's my only issue. I love the way that the price is going up. I don't like the lack of conviction. ENPH, I think, is a great stock and has been a great stock. They beat earnings, and looks like it went up. Another consolidation, traveling off a level of support of 176.51. I don't know what's pushing it down right now. Earnings per share, our projected earnings 1 year out, is growing. I don't know the news, and I haven't done a story on it recently. I don't know what's pushing the stock's price down right now, but the stock's got good upside potential with relative value. It's a good, safe stock's going up. Everything, earnings growth rate is, I don't know what's pushing ENPH down right now. This is a good, solid stock, and I'd have to do a little research to find out what's going on with it. But right now, the stock is consolidating right at a level of support of 176.51. All right, let's go to the next stock, apps. Woo, Digital Turbine. We bought this in our jockey club, and it got smoked. Not only is the 3 and the 8 bearish, and it happened a couple of days ago, but it also broke to a level of support of 59.23. RT's below 1. I like the earnings per share. Earnings is the engine that drives the stock's price higher, but right now the stock's price is falling. I like it overall. Relative value above 1, relative safety above 1. The stock is fundamentally sound. I would wait for a better opportunity to get in. Hopefully that makes sense. The stock's price is going down. I could love a stock to death, but you need to learn not to be in love with the stock. And also remember, there's a bad time to be in a good stock. This stock is fundamentally sound, but it's moving down. I would rather you cut your losses and put your money into a better stock that's doing exactly what you want it to do than to ride it down. There's no reason for you to ride it down. Wait for a better buying opportunity. Wait for it to bounce, come up, watch the 3.8 explode, and that's a good time to get in. All right? Next stock, Clock. Earnings per share looks good, but the stock's price is falling. Yesterday, the 3 closed below the 8. That would have been a good opportunity to get out of the stock. I've got more continuation. Now, if you still own the stock, I'm going to give you a line in the sand. Line in the sand is if the stock's price falls below 325.79, you need to consider selling the stock. All right, look how far you are from the high. All right, and let's say you didn't get out of it yet. That's my last line in the sand, 325.79 if it falls below that. The 3 and the 8 have already crossed from a trading perspective. Big down day today. It crossed, it gapped down. I do like the earnings. Relative value is good. Relative safety is good. Another stock that is fundamentally sound, but not the right time to be in it. Not the right time to be in it. I need you guys to learn that sometimes there really is a bad time to be in a good stock. And this is one of those stocks fundamentally that's sound. It's a good stock. It's just, you don't want to be in it losing money saying, I know it's going to come back. I know it's going to come back. We do that all the time. I'm going to try to teach you to learn to cut your losses, put your money where it's better served. And if you still like the stock, wait for the right time to get in. All right? Wait for the right time to get in. Next stock, Sava. Sava was looking good. It got hit. Not an earnings play. I like the move. The 3 and the 8 crossed win. I love looking at 3 and 8. If you guys stay just a little bit longer after I'm done, I'm going to show you a secret that you can find these stocks early. I'm going to show you how to find these stocks when the 3-8 first cross. All right, especially to those new people who just subscribed or who haven't subscribed to the software yet. I'm going to show you how to find it, because every time, look at that, 3-8 cross, boom, go, 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 go. Still keeping you in up until here. Was that a good gain? Absolutely. 3-8 just crossed again. We don't know what's going to happen, but looks good, right? I'm going to show you something. Wow. RXM looks good. Bottom left. A lot of consolidation in the first half of the 3 months, but look at it run. What else happened? Look at that. Earnings, 3-8 cross. Look at the run. Look at the earnings per share. Next one, IMOS, earnings play, a couple of days ago. Even when that happened, the stock was already 3.8, had crossed. I'd like to see the stock take out that level of resistance of 42.62. Volume is good. Earnings is good. Stock's price, if you're in it, leave it alone. Next stock, wheat. A little bit of a topsy-turviosity, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Watch the wick at the top, $7.34. Watch the wick at the top. This is not an earnings play, but good volume. Good volume. Oh, this is an ETF. This is an ETF. All right, good volume. Watch the wick at the top. If you're not in it, I'd buy 5 cents higher than the high. If I'm currently in it, leave it alone. The 3 and the 8 look good on good volume. Next one, DSX. Remember I showed you about Maersk and how it was sitting in that sideways channel? What's Diana Shipping doing? Same thing. The whole space is doing this. Look at that. Whether it's Diana Shipping, whether it's Maersk, whether it's CTRM, all of these stocks are experiencing the same problem. And that's the backups in the ports, the rising prices and being able to ship goods, all of that. They all experiencing the same thing. But I think that once a lot of this can be cleared up, this industry is primed to rock and roll, because China, who's the biggest consumer of goods, is going to be needing to get goods, and everybody's going to be shipping to China. All right. How much is the year plan? One, give our, go to our website and hit the chat button. Chat with one of our representatives. They can help you with that. The new Profit Locker Pro got me out of clack just in time. There you go, Martin. It works, right? It works. All right. Let's go. Next one. Wow. ENOB. Something's happening with it. It's news driven. You know what I don't like about it? The earnings per share is falling. Remember, this is projected. The earnings per share is falling. The volume looks like poop. All right. The volume looks like poop. It is moving up. This is a super aggressive play. This is more of a speculative play. Relative value below 1, relative safety below 1. The only thing it's got going for it is RT is above 1. All right, this is a super speculative play. I don't know what the news is behind it. Just be careful with it, all right? Next stock, Snap. Bottom left, top right, a little bit of a pullback. Look at that 3 and 8. There's that 3-8 cross. There's that 3-8 cross. And look at that. So you're still in it, even though the stock is consolidating. You're still up from that 3-8 cross. Rising earnings, I like that. Next stock, let's go. Clean Spark. In the clean energy space, having a hard time breaking above this level of resistance of 1605, pulling back. 3 solid days down. If you own it, the 3 and the 8 haven't crossed bearish yet. The 3 and the 8 haven't crossed bearish yet. Just be careful with it. Again, relative value above 1, relative safety below 1. This is now more of an aggressive stock, not a speculative stock, but more of an aggressive stock. It's got good upside potential, but you're going to give up some safety to play it. Be careful. 3 days down, just be careful with the stock. Next stock, Weber's brand new, came out the gate hot and fell. This stock needs to get some history. This stock needs to get some history. I'm not feeling it right now. And the last stock I got is AMKBY. Earnings, doesn't look like they did so good after earnings. The 3.8 went bearish. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. I like the rising earnings higher than it was 3 months ago, but the 3.8 cross, that's enough for me. So now, for all of those people who are sitting on the fence, I'm going to show you something. I got something in here, Trending Thursday. I created a search. YouTube. I created a search looking at the 3.8 EMA with stochastics. All right. Now, because a lot of you aren't subscribers, I'm only going to show you one stock. How about this? I'm going to run it. 3.8 cross with the stochastics. How about Williams? All right, I found the stock out of the 8,900 stocks. Since you like the 3.8, now this is only one stock. I don't know how many stocks are in here. I'm only showing you one because I don't want to give it all away. I don't want to give it all up. I already give you a lot of free stuff up in here. I don't want to give it all away, but I can run. How about a cheap 3.8 cross? Stocks less than $2. Less than $2 with a 3.8 just crossed. There's SGRP. Now, if you're not a subscriber to the software, you want to be able to run a search just like this and keep it and run it whenever you want. Stock's price has got to be greater than 50 cents, but less than $2. But the 3.8 is crossed. Let's take a look at the graph. Let's go take a look at the graph. The 3.8 just crossed. Look at that. Could that be an early entry? Look at the rising earnings. RT is above 1. Ooh, I just gave you a freebie to take a look at. Where is my profit target? Probably sitting at about 386. That's a good move on the stock. Coming off a level of support, folks. What's the difference between the 3 and the 8, the 5, 8, and 13? Just the way you're looking at it. 5, 8, and 13 is using 3 moving averages, where the 3, 8 is using 2 moving averages. That's it. You are using 3 and the 8. Some of VectorVest, I see them using the 5 and 8. How much is the difference is there between the two? The 3 and the 8 is a little bit more responsive than the 5 and 8. It's a little faster. That's all. Just a little faster. ENOB has FDA approval for trial for AIDS cure, successful cure rats. Any other pending trials for hip cure also is getting attention. All right. But you saw what I looked at ENOB. So that was news-driven. I did the analysis on the stock, my friend. All right, so for those of you who are interested in being able to effectively use the 3 and the 8 as a possibility to getting in stocks early, you want that ability, 99 cents. I'm selling that today. I got my salesman hat on today. 99 cents for that. 30 days gives you that opportunity. And if you want to get the search again, pause. When this comes out, pause the video right there. And if you need help building it, give somebody a call here at VectorVest. Did somebody just donate?
I hit refresh on that. So.
Okay. All right. How do you get the profit target to show on the graph? You don't. I'm looking at the stock, Jim. I'm looking at the stock to find. Now, if I want to, what's the 386? I can put a note on here. Watch this. Oops. I could put a note on here and put PT 386. PT 386. And anytime I open up this graph, that note will be there. How about that? All right? How about that? So with that, folks, I'm done. All right, I'm done. Where is it? Where's my one? Is it this one? Oh, okay, I did it all by myself. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. All right, with that, how many likes did we get today?
What did we end up with? 90.
90? Can we get 100 before we leave? Can we get 100 likes before we leave? And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, if you honestly thought that what we did for you today was useful, there you go. Robert, there's another super chat. Thank you for that. Thank you very much for that, Robert. I'm loving that. And again, we don't ask for these. All right, we don't ask for these, but when you give them, thank you so much for doing that, man. That's awesome. Awesome. And I love the GIFs that you put together. I really, really do. If you got any questions, you can either go to our website, hit the chat feature. Huh?
It's not on this one, so it didn't show it. Let me add it so we can see it for everybody.
All right. You can always go to our website, hit our chat button to chat with somebody right there, or you can give us a call. There we go. That was for Robert. That was the GIF for Robert. All right. So thank you for that, my friend. I totally appreciate it. How many likes do we get?
Still 90.
Still 90? Why does it look at that over there?
Oh, 105.
All right, we got 105. Way to go, folks. Thank you for that. And if you didn't share this, you can share it again after Joey puts this video up. Share it, especially if you liked it. And there we go. I got another subscribe. Thank you so much. You guys are hot. That is so awesome. We're going to grow this channel, but it only comes from the content that we give. If it's good content, let us know. If it's bad content, somebody called me a shill. Did I tell them? Somebody called me, and somebody told me in one of my comments on one of my videos, said I need to find another profession because my stock picks suck. Oh, well, you can't please everybody all the time. Folks, always remember, we do the work, you reap the rewards. So until the next time, how do I start it? Adios. Arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha for all my peeps in Hawaii. Salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. We're out of here. See ya.